What if I told you that there is a secret, energetic heart of your home, a space that silently dictates the flow of your wealth, your health, and your family's harmony? And what if that sacred space is your kitchen? The ancient masters used to say, if you want to know the fortune of a household, simply take a look at their kitchen. But what if certain common, everyday objects in that very kitchen are, right now, unknowingly draining your luck and blocking your abundance? Today, we are going to uncover the 7 forbidden items that you should never have in your kitchen. According to the timeless wisdom of Feng Shui, this isn't just about design, it's about destiny. And the small change you make after watching this could change everything. Friends, if your kitchen currently has any of these 7 things, then please do not be surprised if your money seems to keep slipping away. If no matter how hard you work, you never seem to have any savings, or if your family relationships feel strained and keep falling apart, the kitchen is so much more than just a place to cook. In traditional Feng Shui, it is seen as the invisible vault of our family's wealth and a sacred space that nurtures our vital life force energy, preserving good fortune for everyone in the home. A properly placed and arranged kitchen will naturally gather wealth and generate blessings. But just a few small mistakes, a few common objects placed in the wrong spots, can dramatically disrupt the harmonious flow of energy, effectively cut off your luck, and send your entire household into a subtle, yet persistent, spiral of misfortune for reasons no one can quite explain. I have met homeowners who were once incredibly successful, their lives filled with abundance, but after moving to a new house and unknowingly changing their kitchen layout, everything started to fall apart. They experienced sudden money shortages, unexpected health issues, and a rise in family conflicts. They thought it was just a string of bad luck, but the profound truth is, there were certain things in that kitchen that should never have been there. And they had been there for far too long. The longer those items stayed, the more their luck seemed to fade, and the more their wealth mysteriously dried up. In today's video, we will uncover these 7 forbidden items in the kitchen, things that might look perfectly normal, even stylish on the surface, but are, on a subtle energetic level, secretly draining your fortune day by day, slowly stripping your family of its precious blessings. Make sure you watched until the very end, because chances are you might be making at least one of these common mistakes right now. And today could be the perfect moment to fix it. Before it's too late, before we begin, I invite you to make a quiet promise to yourself. You might silently affirm something like, I am a magnet for abundance, or I will now cleanse the energy in my kitchen to protect and bless my family. And if you find this content truly worth reflecting on, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because there are many more ancient Feng Shui and spiritual insights waiting for you to discover with us. Now, let us dive into the most important part, the 7 taboo items you should never have in your kitchen. Please, do not overlook even one of them, because just a single energetic mistake can have the power to shift the entire destiny of a household. Number 1. Mirrors. One of the most common mistakes seen in modern interior design is the use of mirrors in the kitchen. People use them to make the space feel larger, to reflect more light, or simply to decorate a kitchen corner. Aesthetically, it can often make sense, but from the powerful perspective of applied Feng Shui, placing a mirror in the kitchen carries a hidden and very serious risk. The kitchen, by its very nature, is a place where fire energy operates. It is the domain of the stove, of heat, of transformation. Mirrors, on the other hand, belong to the water element. They carry a receptive, cooling, yin energy, and they possess the powerful ability to reflect and amplify the flow of whatever energy they are pointed at. When a mirror reflects the open flame on a stove, it does not just visually double the fire. On an energetic level, it multiplies the chaotic, fiery vibration, creating a turbulent energy field that can cause extreme emotional and behavioral shifts among family members. One particularly critical taboo is when a mirror directly reflects the entire stove. In Feng Shui, this is known as a double stove, which symbolically implies two kitchens, and by extension, two heads of the household. Traditionally, this configuration is believed to stir up intense conflict between spouses, to create a deep internal instability within the family dynamic, and in serious cases, it is even said to attract a third party into the marriage. Additionally, on a more practical level, when a mirror reflects fire too closely, it can increase the real risk of fire hazards by concentrating light and heat. This combination of reflected light and intense heat creates an unstable energy that can, in some cases, unexpectedly trigger misfortune, especially in enclosed kitchens with poor ventilation. Therefore, the rule is simple. Never install mirrors in the kitchen. If you already have one for decorative purposes, check right now to see if it reflects your stove. If it does, you can apply a simple frosted decal to obscure the reflection, or even better, move the mirror to a different spot entirely, making sure the cooking area is well out of its reflective path. If you want to create a modern and clean kitchen look, choose non-reflective materials that carry a stable, yang energy, like smooth wood, brushed stainless steel, matte ceramic tiles, or light-colored natural stone. These materials help to maintain a stable, harmonious energy and give the kitchen the warm, grounded, and nurturing feel that it should always have. Number 2. Refrigerator and stove in opposition. In the 5 elements theory of Feng Shui, every single object in your living space carries a unique energy signature. The refrigerator, a place of cold and preservation, represents the metal element combined with water. It is cool, preserving, and still. The stove, on the other hand, is pure fire, producing heat, activating transformation, and symbolizing the family's wealth and passion. Placing these two powerful, opposing elements right next to each other, or directly facing each other, is like putting two clashing armies in the same small space. According to the 5 elements cycle, fire controls or melts metal, and water suppresses fire, creating an environment of ongoing, unresolved disharmony. From a purely practical standpoint, Placing a refrigerator too close to a stove causes the heat from cooking to constantly affect the appliance's outer shell, significantly lowering its cooling efficiency. The machine has to work much harder to stay cold, consuming more electricity and wearing out much faster. This not only directly raises your household expenses, but on a symbolic level, it represents scattered wealth and poor financial retention, money being burned up unnecessarily. Feng Shui takes this concept even further. When a stove and a refrigerator are in energetic conflict, it creates a type of yin-yang disturbance that can lead to a pervasive instability in life. This might manifest as short-lived luck, where good fortune comes but quickly disappears, or as relationships among household members that become strained and tense. One person may become too fiery and aggressive, while another becomes too withdrawn and cold, making it incredibly difficult to connect emotionally. The solution, thankfully, is quite simple. Try to keep a distance of at least 12 to 20 inches, or about 30 to 50 centimeters, between your stove and your refrigerator. If your space is limited and this isn't possible, you can place a wooden divider, a decorative shelf, or even a tall, leafy green plant in between them to act as an energetic buffer, with the wood element helping to neutralize the clash between fire and water, metal. Also, a quick but important tip. Make sure the back of your refrigerator is firmly supported against a solid wall and not left floating in the middle of a space. In Feng Shui, any object that stores wealth, like a refrigerator stores food, your nourishment, should ideally have a mountain backing for stability and long-term support. Number 3, a broom in the kitchen. The broom is, of course, a cleaning tool in its function, but in the world of Feng Shui, it carries the very strong and very mixed energy. It is a tool designed to gather dust, dirt, and all the unseen negative vibrations from your environment, each and every time you use the broom to sweep your floors. It collects not just physical waste, but also the stagnant or low-energy vibes that have settled in your home. If you then store that very broom in your kitchen, the heart of your home's nourishment and wealth, or worse, rest it directly against your stove, it is energetically like dumping a bucket of bad energy directly into the financial heart of your house. Feng Shui often calls this polluting the treasure vault, meaning you are actively clouding the energetic space that should always remain warm, clean, vibrant, and peaceful. Spiritually, in many traditions, the stove god is believed to be a benevolent spirit that protects the family's hearth, their fire, and their blessings. Placing a dirty, dusty object like a broom near the sacred stove is seen as a subtle but serious violation of that sacred energy. The consequences of this common mistake often show up as a pattern of poor financial flow, constant petty issues and arguments over money, and a general feeling of emotional friction or frustrating delays in your work and your progress. The fix for this is wonderfully straightforward. Never store brooms in the kitchen. If you have absolutely no other space, at the very least, hang them on a balcony or behind a back door, far from the main energy flow of the house, when your broom is not in use. You can even wrap the broom head with a clean cloth to prevent dust from spreading and to symbolically seal off its collected negative energy. And here is a small but powerful tip. Never, ever let the broom's head point toward your stove. Energy flows in the direction the broom faces, and pointing it the wrong way is like energetically sweeping your own wealth right out the door and pushing your blessings behind your back. Number 4. An empty or red rice jar. In many traditional Asian spiritual cultures, rice is so much more than just food. It is a powerful symbol of life itself, of abundance, and of enduring, multi-generational prosperity. A full rice jar, therefore, represents a solid, stable vault of family wealth and a safe harbor for good luck. But an empty rice jar, or one of the wrong color, can silently, yet powerfully, begin to drain both your physical and your energetic resources. According to the principles of applied Feng Shui, an empty rice jar, especially if it is left completely empty for extended periods, is a potent sign of depleted reserves and scattered, unstable financial energy. It can indicate that no matter how much money the family earns, it is difficult to keep, and that losses often come from small, unexpected, or leaky expenses. One particularly critical mistake to avoid is using a red-colored rice container. In the 5 elements theory, the color red belongs to the powerful fire element. While fire is wonderful, it can also be destructive if it is misplaced. Rice, a product of the earth, represents the stable earth element, which nourishes and sustains in the destructive cycle of the elements. Fire overcomes and burns earth, meaning that if you store your wealth, rice, in a fire-colored container, your symbolic wealth vault is, on an energetic level, constantly being burned out. Blessings simply cannot last in such an environment. Spiritually, there is an old saying, "A house without rice in the jar brings no peace to the heart." An empty rice jar can create a deep, subconscious sense of lack within the home, making family members feel uneasy, anxious, or insecure about their future. The solution is both simple and wonderfully practical. Always aim to keep your rice jar at least 1/3 full. It doesn't need to be overflowing, but it should never, ever hit the bottom. Choose a beautiful jar made of white ceramic or ivory glazed porcelain, which are earth elements, with a secure lid, and store it in a clean, dry place with solid support underneath. Avoid placing it directly next to the stove, pure fire, or the sink, pure water, as both of these elements can clash with the earth energy of your rice, potentially causing instability and imbalance in your financial luck. Think of your rice jar as your family's symbolic treasury. Keep it full, keep it clean, keep it sealed, and you are actively, powerfully nurturing the very foundation of long-term wealth and stability for your entire household. Number 5. The washing machine. In many small homes or modern apartments, placing the washing machine in the kitchen may seem like a clever, space-saving solution, but in the energetic language of Feng Shui, this setup is considered a serious misstep, creating a significant energetic conflict. A washing machine belongs almost entirely to the water element, It represents a constant, churning, downward water flow that is used for cleansing and removing waste. The kitchen, as we've established, represents the fire element, heat, activation, and the family's financial flame. When potent water and potent fire are placed right next to each other with no energetic buffer between them, a classic elemental clash occurs. Water suppresses and extinguishes fire. On a symbolic level, this means your wealth energy can get doused, your prosperity extinguished, and your family's blessings can become unstable and difficult to maintain. Practically speaking, the runoff from detergents, even when properly piped, can still release moisture, steam, and microbes into the kitchen space. The kitchen, a place that needs to stay clean and dry to be healthy, can become perpetually damp, a potential breeding ground for bacteria, and can even develop unpleasant smells from laundry items. Over time, this can negatively affect the digestive health and the internal organ health of the home's occupants. Spiritually, this is seen as a powerful clash of energies, where confused, chaotic energy flows can begin to blur your own mental clarity, slow your forward momentum, and bring a sense of unexplained discomfort or even lingering illness into your living space. This constant battle between fire and water in the very heart of your home can create an environment of persistent unease. If you currently have this setup, the ideal solution is to relocate the washing machine to a more suitable area, like a dedicated laundry room, a bathroom, or a well-ventilated balcony. If moving it is simply not an option, you can again use the wood element as a buffer. Place a tall, healthy, green plant between the washing machine and the stove to help mediate the conflict and absorb some of the chaotic energy. We have now uncovered 5 of the most common, yet potent, energetic mistakes people make in their kitchens. But there are still 2 more crucial items to discuss, one that is surprisingly common in many modern homes, and another that almost everyone overlooks. Understanding these final 2 may be the key to unlocking the full, prosperous potential of your home, and that is the journey we will continue right after this. So, my friends, we have now uncovered the hidden energetic dangers of 5 common kitchen items, from the deceptive mirror and the clashing refrigerator to the humble broom, the empty rice jar, and the misplaced washing machine. We understand that our kitchen is a sacred space, and that by clearing these energetic blockages, we clear the path for abundance. But the journey isn't over. Let's now explore the final 2 forbidden items, and then we will delve into the even more powerful principles of kitchen layout that can truly make or break a household's fortune. Number 6. The ancestral altar. In any spiritual tradition that honors ancestors, the family altar is an incredibly sacred space. It is the spiritual heart of the home, a potent connection point linking our earthly realm with the heavens, and our present with our past. It is the physical place where descendants can show their gratitude, offer their prayers, and keep the precious lineage of family blessings alive and flowing. But placing this sacred altar in the kitchen, a space filled with the smoke of cooking, the steam of boiling water, and the strong odors of food, can seriously, deeply undermine its sanctity and its power. From a Feng Shui standpoint, the energy in a kitchen is, by its very nature, dynamic, active, and often mixed with the energies of fire, water, and what can be considered physical impurities. The sacred altar, conversely, requires an energy that is calm, clean, serene, and gentle. When these two fundamentally opposite energies are forced to coexist in the same small space, they can begin to cancel each other out. The sacred, high-vibration energy cannot properly gather and settle, and the impurities of the kitchen can begin to energetically creep into this holy space. This creates what is known in Feng Shui as scattered spirit energy, a state where it is believed that the ancestors do not feel honored and cannot comfortably stay, where prayers can lose their potency, and where divine blessings cannot easily arrive. This energetic conflict also affects the living members of the household. Family members may subconsciously feel a sense of unease or restlessness. They may become less respectful of traditions, and even find themselves speaking carelessly or arguing near the altar, unknowingly generating bad karma. If you live in a small space, such as an apartment or townhouse, with no separate room for worship, you can use beautiful dividers, elegant wooden panels, or lightweight screens to create a clear, symbolic separation. Even a subtle energetic boundary helps to maintain the spiritual integrity of the altar and keeps its energy pure. Also, always keep the altar impeccably clean. Burn high-quality incense with a clear and respectful intention. Use gentle, warm lighting, like soft yellow bulbs, and ensure that fresh air can flow lightly around the altar space, preventing the energy from becoming stagnant. Number 7. A faucet facing the stove. In Feng Shui's 5-element theory, as we've touched upon, water and fire are total, fundamental opposites. One is cool, flowing, and yin. The other is hot, radiant, and yang. When they are placed too close together, with nothing to mediate their energies, they inevitably clash, causing not only energetic conflict but also significant disturbances in the family's wealth and harmony. A faucet that is placed right next to, or directly opposite, the stove is one of the most common and most destructive Feng Shui mistakes, especially in smaller, modern homes. This seemingly minor layout issue creates a situation where the powerful water energy constantly douses the vital fire energy of the stove. As the result, it can significantly reduce a household's ability to accumulate wealth and can spark frequent family disagreements and emotional imbalance. Worse, it can throw the entire household's energy off cycle, leading to periods of intense anger and impulsiveness, excess fire, that alternate with feelings of depression and cold detachment, dominant water. This energetic roller coaster can affect mood, health, and even business prospects. From a spiritual perspective, the kitchen holds the heart fire of the family. A faucet aimed directly at the stove is like constantly pouring cold water on the very source of your family's wealth, extinguishing its flame before it even has a chance to truly ignite. So, what is the key fix? Do not place a faucet directly opposite or right next to the stove. Ideally, shift the two so they are off-axis, so that powerful energies do not directly collide. If the layout simply cannot be changed, again, use the wood element as a buffer. Place a tall, green plant, a slim wooden divider, or even a light screen between them to split the energy fields. Keeping your kitchen both feng shui friendly and visually pleasing. Also, a very practical tip: always keep your faucet clean and free of leaks. A dripping tap does more than just waste water. In feng shui, it powerfully symbolizes financial leaks and a slow, steady draining of your family's fortune. Beyond items, the power of kitchen layout. Placing the wrong object in your kitchen can drain your fortune, but placing any object in the wrong position can disrupt your energy. Now that we have talked about the 7 taboo items, the next thing you absolutely must pay attention to is the overall layout. Because sometimes, just one crucial misplacement in your kitchen can quietly drive good luck away without you even realizing it. Let's quickly cover a few of the most critical layout mistakes to avoid. A stove placed in the center of the house. The center of the home is its heart. The Tai Chi, where all energy lines converge. This space needs to be calm and stable. Placing a fiery stove right in the middle creates an overactive, uncontrollable energy flow that can lead to irritability, conflict, and emotional instability for everyone in the home. Kitchen floor higher than the living room. The living room represents the front-facing fortune of the household. If the kitchen floor is higher, it creates an energetic imbalance where the private, supporting energy of the home overwhelms the public-facing energy, which can lead to a disruption in the family hierarchy and a lack of harmony. Stove positioned in the path of the wind. Placing your stove directly in a draft between a door and a window, for example, is a major feng shui flaw. The wind can not only extinguish the flame, symbolizing a loss of wealth, but it can also carry the cooking fumes and heat throughout the home, negatively impacting the health and well-being of the occupants. Stove facing the main entrance. The main entrance is the mouth of Qi, where all energy and opportunity enters your home. If you can see your stove the moment you open your front door, it is believed that this incoming wealth energy gets burned up before it has a chance to settle and circulate. This can lead to a frustrating cycle where income comes in but quickly, almost mysteriously, disappears. A stove without a solid backing. A stove that is not backed by a solid wall, one that is, for example, under a window or part of a kitchen island, is like a person standing in the wind with no support. In feng shui, this symbolizes unstable fortune, a life where luck does not last, and prosperity cannot find a firm footing. We have now walked together through the 7 taboo kitchen items and 5 of the most serious layout mistakes. Each one might seem small on its own, but when combined incorrectly, these seemingly minor details can have a massive, cumulative impact on your life. They can cause wealth to slip away, health to decline, and the precious harmony in your home to fall apart. But the wonderful news is, because many of these problems are small and related to placement, You can start fixing them today. There's no need to renovate your entire home or spend a fortune. Just by moving a few items, by adjusting a few key positions, and most importantly, by bringing a new level of awareness and respect to your space, you can begin to powerfully shift the energy of your home and your life. Remember, Feng Shui is not about superstition or magic. It is the ancient, profound art of aligning with the natural flow of energy. When you live with clear intention, when you arrange your sacred space with conscious care, and when you lovingly nourish the right flow of energy, good fortune will naturally want to stay with you. Money will be easier to attract and to hold, and your home will feel like the calm, protected, and prosperous sanctuary it was always meant to be. So, right after this video ends, I invite you to take a moment to mindfully reassess your own kitchen. How many of these common mistakes have you unknowingly been making? And what is the one small, powerful change you will choose to make first? If this journey into the sacred energy of your home has resonated with you, if you feel inspired to become a more conscious creator of your own abundance, then we passionately, sincerely invite you. Do not let this powerful moment of clarity fade. Subscribe now and become an essential, cherished member of our incredible community, a vibrant sanctuary where we courageously explore these transformative truths and support one another on the magnificent journey of creating a more mindful, prosperous, and beautiful life. By subscribing, you are not just getting more content, you are making a powerful, conscious declaration to the universe. I am the master of my home's energy. I am ready to welcome abundance. Click that subscribe button with the full force of your positive intention, and be absolutely certain to ring that powerful notification bell, because in our upcoming videos, we will continue to share more ancient Feng Shui wisdom, powerful spiritual rituals, and practical, prosperity-boosting tips that you can apply to your daily life right away. And now, to anchor your commitment, please go to the comments below and share one positive change you will make in your kitchen this week. It could be as simple as, I will move my broom out of the kitchen, or I will honor my rice jar. Let's create a magnificent wave of prosperous, positive energy together. Your declaration inspires us all. Thank you, with our deepest gratitude, for being here. Remember, Feng Shui is not something distant or mysterious. It lives in every breath, in every corner, and in how you lovingly care for your home, each and every day.